Hey everyone, I'm Elfowls, and welcome back to the MGL. After the first 2 weeks, we are up to a 2-0 record, and going into week 3, we're playing against Gunk of the Mother of Moth. And I've played Gunk a couple of times actually. I think this is the third time we're facing off, and I have yet to beat her. And this time, she's the owner of the league, and obviously really amazing at Little Cup. Just an amazing draft player in general. Go check her out if you haven't already. But yeah, she's working with a very scary team here. We got the Stunky, which is a huge Little Cup staple, Buizel, which is just faster than my whole team, hits hard with water moves and ice coverage. And you have Wattrel as well at the top, which is going to be just a solid, fast electric type attacker. Volt Switch is going to be super annoying to my team, considering that my ground type is a Toadschool. Those three, I think, are by far the biggest threats. I'm really worried about all of them. But of course, you do have Sandshrew, which is just a solid, bulky ground. Snover, which sets snow for itself. I can use it for Scarf Blizzard sets or just to be a nice offensive presence. Snover's a little polarizing in this matchup, actually. Like, I have a decent number of checks to it, but the checks I have to Snover don't really like coming to the matchup just to be Snover checks, you know? Like, Fuecoco is a little poor in the matchup overall, but kind of needed for that, so it was tough to prep for that. Granados, another huge physical attacker like Stunky. It's a little easier to deal with in theory, just because it's slower and has a worse defensive typing, but obviously still has great coverage and hits very hard. And then low tiers, you have Bagon, which is, a Dragon Dance setup sweeper, I suppose. Not too great. Terra Chimchar, nice general fire type attacker. Terra Gimmighoul, nice bulky special attacker. And Igglybuff at the bottom, which is just a kind of think of what Wigglytuff does in its respective metas. Just kind of a decent bulky Wisp Passer, I suppose, but I'm not expecting to see it. So the team I brought to deal with this, we started with Fuecoco, and this is an eject button set with a lot of special defense. This is actually meant to deal with the Wattrel. Like I mentioned, Volt Switch is so hard to deal with, so instead of it pivoting out with the Volt Switch or maybe a U-turn, I can go ahead and get that eject button and get momentum on it. So that's kind of the goal with this Fuecoco, is to just switch in on Wattrel. Also great, of course, to switch in on Snover once we have used that trick. The set is pretty standard. Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Slack Off for recovery, Roar for general phasing. Pretty basic there outside of the item. Toadschool, another Pokemon that I'm really looking forward to using in this matchup. It looks really good offensively, like it threatens a lot of my opponent's team with dual stabs plus Sludge Bomb. But of course, it gets outsped and one-shotted by a lot of their team. So Sash felt like a pretty solid choice here. This is probably going to be the lead just because we can threaten a lot of different things right off the bat. Of course, with the dual stab Sludge Bomb, and then Spikes if I'm just reading a switch or something like that, could have a lot of utility. Next up is Clauncher. This is a Terra Dragon Scarf set. The goal here is actually to just spam Dragon Pulse. Their only resist, technically, is Igglybuff, unless they Terra one of their Terra Captains into a Fairy type or Steel. So Dragon's looking really spammable. I think that there will be no resist showing up. Of course, Water Pulse is also really good here. Aura Sphere just hits Snover hard, and then a Flip Turn, of course, just to pivot out of bad matchups. Next up, we have Quaxly. This is going to be a more defensive Eviolite set. This is meant to switch in on Weasel, and it has some ability to switch in on Sandshrew or Stunky or Cranados and try to roost off the damage with our decent defense investment. And then the set, pretty basic as always. Liquidation and Brave Bird are the 2-move coverage. Rapid Spin for removing hazards, and Roost just for that recovery. We are trying to check a lot of different things with Quaxly, so yeah. Next up, Eviolite Tinkatink. This is decent at dealing with the Stunky. It is, of course, weak to Temper Flare, which I expect the Stunky to be running, but we tank a hit and we can potentially do damage with Draining Kick or Flash Cannon, or paralyze it with Thunder Wave, which does cripple it for the rest of the game. And then Protect is actually, in case the Stunky's strategy is to use a poison move on the switch, and that doubles the power of the Temper Flare on the next turn. If it Temper Flares into Protect, then that's not counted as a failed move, so I can kind of reset the power of that coverage move so that I can actually tank it and then strike back on the next turn. Tinkatink is, of course, a nice check for the Snover as well. Can technically be used against the Bagon or the Cranados, or the Wattrel as well. So general all-purpose utility, tank, Thunderwave user, you know. Then lastly, we have Doduo, which looks really good offensively, as always, in this matchup. Pretty standard set. We're just running Life Orb this time, alongside our normal EV spread, and then Brave Bird Double Edge. It simply does not have resists, really, outside of, I guess, the Cranidos. The Quick Attack, of course, just to chip things, pick things off, and then knock off. Good for the Gimmighoul. My only real coverage for the Cranidos. Really strong looking attacker in this matchup. So yeah, that is going to do it for a very quick team builder for you guys. And with all that said, I will see you in the battle. Alright, here we are, week 3 versus Gunk. We've already exchanged Terras, in that Gunk has no Terras. And the Pokemon are Stunky, Weasel, Wattrel, Snover, Sandshrew, and Igglybuff, which I did not expect to see. Okay. So no Cranidos is honestly a relief, but that's about the only thing that I was kind of expecting to see that didn't come up. Instead, we have that Igglybuff. And of course, that is their Dragon immunity, so Dragon Pulses from Contra a lot less spammable, unfortunately. We are going to still go with our Food School lead strat. The only bad situation is Wattrel, in which case, I mean, I'm okay going for either Spikes or Sludge Bomb for damage. Snover's kind of bad, but I can at least Sludge Bomb for very solid damage in that matchup. So yeah, good luck, have fun to Gunk. I actually really wonder what the lead's going to be. I think Wattrel makes sense, especially if it's like a Scarf U-turn set. Alright. Have a good game. Gunk's so good at Little Cup, so good in general, so it's going to be tough. I will take a matchup against Sandshrew. I like that. So, Sandshrew. Leaf Storm is obviously a great move here. How much does it do to an incoming Wattrel is the question. Like, not too much. I kind of wish I had Knockoff right now. That would be a very easy move to click. I think I'll go with Spikes, though. I'm expecting a switch out. And Sandshrew, I'm not expecting much in the way of coverage from it. It kind of needs, like, Rocks, Spin, Edgequake. But let's go with the Spikes. Yeah, cool. It's a decent start. And we see Snover. Okay, so we get Rocks up, and we get the Snover matchup. Or, not Rocks up, but Spikes. My Sludge Bomb to a Snover, it is a 2-shot. I'm thinking I should probably go for it. I don't know. Like, I wanted to do damage, and with Snover out of the way, Quick Hook was kind of freed up to be a kind of Wattrel check. So we're going to go with that, I think. I guess we can also find out here if the Snover is Scarf, right? Because I definitely outspeed... Yeah, I outspeed a non-Scarf Snover. So yeah, let's Sludge Bomb. Oh, they're gonna switch out. The double. Oh, probably into... Oh, it's this. Okay. Alright. No poison or anything, that's alright. We're gonna... I want a Leaf Storm? This has gotta be Eviolite, right? It for sure looks like it. What if I just went for it? Or leave some... I mean, into Snowfur, it's not the worst move in the world. It's resisted, but it still does decent damage. Yeah, okay, Snowbird. Yeah, you know. Makes me think it's an offensive set without Eviolite. Okay. They went Sandshrew last time I swapped into Fuecoco. Unfortunately, me staying in this time does not actually do much for me. Just because Sludge Bomb's going to be way weaker. It's not even a 1-hit KO, obviously, right now. It might two-shot it. Which, you know, is something. Might be worth keeping this Sash around, though, especially if my opponent has not set up any hazards yet. That's not bad. I could go... I could go Tinkatink here. I don't want to use Fuecoco's eject button yet. They do... Oh, they double again. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I do kind of need to switch here. Quaxly's pretty good in this matchup. And they have a chance to remove the spikes for sure, but I've done decent chip with Toadstool to start. So I don't mind that. Do I want to save Quaxly's health, though? And I could go into Clauncher. And that's kind of a free Water Pulse. Sandshrew, Earthquake, let's see. That does a lot of damage. Oh, I'm assuming like a Life Orb. Let's go Quaxly. Especially if it sets rocks right now, I can go ahead and spin those out. We'll probably exchange spins, if I have to guess. It goes for a spin. Okay. 3 damage. I'm not sure if that's going to tell me anything. We might as well check that. It's not a max investment. Sandshrew. It's probably not invested. Okay, that's fine. What are your switch-ins to a water move right now? You have Weasel as a resist and Snowbird as a resist. I could Brave Bird. I don't mind the chip into this guy if he does stay in. Alright, that's a switch out. Into what? We got the... Oh, it's the Watch Roll. Really? Okay. Hey, good call. Takes a little chunk. Alright. Watch Roll took 30% from a Brave Bird. Which means... Let's see... It's probably a more offensive set, yeah. Looks like the offensive scarf set that I have up. So I could go ahead with Fuecoco here. I'm gonna enact the plan, yeah. We should see a Volt Switch come out. I would imagine that's your best play. We're gonna see a U-turn, alright. 2 damage, didn't tell me much. Literally tells me nothing, but I do get out of there. And actually, with it locked into U-turn, Doduo is perfect. If it's Scarf, it's locked into U-turn. If it's not Scarf, I'd KO with Double Edge. Let's go. That's a good position right there. Any normal resists? None that I can see? Double edge. Yeah, if it had Volt switched instead of U-turn, this would be a much weirder position for me, because I'd have to guess if it was going for Scarf Volt switch, or if it wasn't Scarf. And I'd probably have to switch to Code School just to scout. This situation worked out very well, though. I'm guessing that has to be a Scarf set. I think my opponent is picking a sack, if I have to guess. Banter's a little chip. I don't think it can take 2 double edges here. They do swap out. And it looks like over. Okay. It just dies. Alright. Awesome. Alright, I'm guessing that was a Scarf Snowbird, but obviously I have no way to know. Toad School is looking very useful for this endgame. If I can keep that Sash intact too, which I think their only way to set up rocks is Sandshrew. I don't know if Igglybuff gets rocks. That would kind of make sense if it does. I think Wigglytuff does. It's Weasel. Yeah, that makes sense. Does outspeed me. Igglybuff does not get Stealth Rock, actually. Cool. Alright, so Weasel, I'm gonna guess, has Wave Crash, and that definitely takes me out, even without a boosting item. I mean, I'm not worried about a sweep regardless, so I think Waxy's okay. I do have, both of these water types here, so feels like I can expend one of them, if I have to. We go Quaxly, we are potentially sacking it, especially if it starts bulking up. Because I don't have too much of a way around bulk up on this thing outside of just either going for the Sash Code School or outspeeding it. It does go for Wave Crash. It does 6 damage. Which, that would be a very impressive roll if it was Jolly. This is a lot more likely to be Adamant. Alright. I think I'm going to Roost up. Could Roost, or I could start going for damage, especially if Rockville sees this as a switching opportunity. I could play this a little more offensively and start just going for damage. Liquidation. It is going for bulk up, okay. Okay, so it's a bulk up set. Got it. Yeah, that was me kind of reading a Wash Roll switch in. That's okay though. It's at +1 defense. Adamant. Weasel. I guess it could be like a boosting item too. That's not out of the question. But I think I can Brave Bird here. If I go for Rapid Spin into Brave Bird, I guess that does... That actually doesn't necessarily mean I outspeed it next turn, so let's just Brave Bird. Let's go for Wave Crash, okay. Got it. Yeah, we're just going for a damage here. Alright. Yeah, good. It's... Oh, what's that? that citrus? Or right. Citrus. What am I saying? Alright, that's fine. If it bulks up again, I'm gonna roost, I guess, to force it. Okay, yeah, so definitely Adam Weasel. Gonna KO Quaxley here. And it's at like a little over half right now, so let's look at Launcher. It seems to only have Wave Crash to hit me, which like it doesn't have better coverage than that for water types, so that actually makes a lot of sense. The Launcher and Dragon Pulse could maybe grab that KO. If I Terra Dragon Pulse, I do get it pretty easily. And I'm definitely outspeeding. Okay, we have 55% on this guy. If I don't Terra, then I straight up cannot KO this turn. So I think I should Terra. Go for my Dragon Pulse. If Igglybuff switches in, that's not the worst, I guess. I'd rather see this thing off the battlefield, I think, so let's make sure it's off the battlefield. I know, yeah, it's probably an Igglybuff switch in. Thinking about it a little further after clicking that, yeah. Like, it would have been such a risk, you know? There it is. Alright. That is fine. Yep. Okay, but with that being an electric resist now, we're less and less threatened by the whole, you know what it is, the thing, the waterfall. I think I go Tinka-Tink here, right? I could go Fuecoco, I suppose. Save Tinka-Tink, well, yeah, save Tinka-Tink for the combo of Waterfall and Funky. So yeah, we'll go Fuecoco. Kind of done its job as a decent little pivot, and the Snover's out of here, so that's like one less thing to do between Fuecoco and Tinka-Tink. Goes for Flamethrower. Okay. 24 to 21. I wonder. Igglybuff. Flamethrower. That's gotta tell me something, right? That's a weird move for it to carry. I mean, it looks uninvested to me. Actually, there's no difference between uninvested and fully invested. That's cool. Alright, here I think... Do I want to double? Into Doduo? Maybe. What if I did that? What if I... Doduo risks the Weasel matchup, I guess. Which, like, Weasel's a decent one I can switch in here. Water Veil for the Will-O-Wisp. But, like, I kind of want to try it. We outspeed, which actually doesn't tell us anything. Igglybuff's, like, the slowest Pokemon ever. That's for Wish. Okay. Okay, so we have a half-health Weasel. Waterfall at, like, maybe 60 or 70. Full health Stunky and chipped Sandshrew. Okay. Once again, no normal resist, so I'm just thinking Double Edge. If it is a physically defensive Igglybuff, how are we looking? Brave Bird, it does, or Double Edge does a lot. I can say that much. Okay, it's just gonna take it. Ow. clean. Okay. Not my best play. Yeah. I probably should have played that differently. That's alright. On the other hand, King Think looks decently good here, actually. It did tank that Brave Bird, or the Double Edge, pretty well. So I am thinking that this Flash Cannon will do a lot. They don't have too many switches to that either. It's going to be decently powerful here. And the Igglybuff's Flamethrower really isn't doing all that much to me. Washbowl can come in here for sure, but I don't super mind that. I'll just Drain Kiss on it. Switch out. That's okay. It's gonna be the same Shrew. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's not amazing. I hate to let Toad School go like this. How much is that defensive Sandshrew doing to me as a Think of Thing? I don't think I should be trying to take that. I really shouldn't. Could go Toad School now, I guess. I hate it, but I gotta do it. Go for Earthquake. Gonna do a chunk. 8 damage. Appears to be uninvested. Alright, and then let's see here. Leaf Storm has Watch Roll as a switch in. I don't really mind that too much. Spikes could be a thing that I do, especially to chip down Weasel for what I think might be a Clauncher endgame. Let's also look at, does Earth Power take this? It would, but of course Watch Roll is a switch in. This is so tough, right? Let's just go for the Leaf Storm, I guess. Yeah, I really don't know what the switching could even be. Okay, it's the Watch Roll. It's gonna do a good chunk. Oh, it's gonna KO. It's a crit. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Alright. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way that should have been KOing. That definitely helps to open up something of a Launcher endgame. I think that thing was Scarf. I'm gonna assume it was at this point. Ooh, man, yeah, that stings. That crit is pretty big. That Watch Roll would have had a chance to fire something off, probably into Coco. Yeah, dang. There's a Stunky, okay. Isn't it a speed type? No, Stunky hits 18 speed, I hit 17 with this guy. Okay. Actually, Temper Flare is pretty free for it to go for. Does that KO me? Yes, obviously it does. Let's see, how useful is Toadstool? Outsped and KO'd by Stunky and Weasel. Good against Sandshrew, but so is Clauncher. Tempted to go Fuecoco, but I don't think I'd take much of a hit here. Yeah, we'll just go for your tower, see what happens. There's the Temper Flare, yeah. Alright, so Stunky's going to take that KO. Is it Life Orb? It is Life Orb, okay. Definitely expected to see that Temper Flare there. Let's see. Tank versus a Life Orb. Stunky, I probably 2-hit KO'd. Unfortunately. Yeah, definitely. Drainicus gets some chip on it. And then that's kind of where I have to hope for a whatever endgame, Clauncher. Fuecoco. Can Fuecoco take a hit? Gunk shot doing way too much. Knock off. Potentially KO. Jeez. Launcher. I gotta get chip with Tink before Clauncher can KO this thing. So, Draining Kiss, plus another kick of Life Orb should be getting this thing into range. Paralysis shouldn't really matter. I don't think I need to go for some Thunder Wave. The tank. Draining Kiss. I guess I should Flash Cannon realistically, just for more damage, right? Yeah. Yep, there it goes for Temper Flare. It's gonna have to take. Huh, maybe I should have tried to Draining Kiss. It looks like I might have just been out of range. Tag on for. But this is perfect, yeah. So we're gonna. I guess the question is, do I save Tink or Fuecoco? Tink's too not too useful anymore at this level of health, so we're gonna have to just try to sack it. No, just Flash Cannon again. Yeah, alright. So something to take this KO. And now I have to see how much that Sucker Punch is doing against Launcher. Not too much, actually, so that's good. Okay, so we Water Pulse. This does claim a KO of some kind. Launcher. Sucker Punch, not KO. So we got a Water Pulse. Yeah. Lock that in. They do switch. Interesting. Into the Sandshrew as a sack. Makes sense. Alright. Alright, so here's the thing, is Weasel's probably coming in, right? No, it's Igglybuff. Interesting. Well, yeah, it does have a super effective move. Buff. Versus Launcher. Water Pulse, you know, potential KO there. So So obviously it just comes down to, do I want to switch Coco in? Or just hit this thing twice? I don't know. Water Pulse. Okay, a Wish. Gotcha. Interesting. Do I think it has Protect? Is it going for it? I don't. This thing is a problem. I did not expect that debuff to show up. But yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just Water Pulse again. I got nothing here. Yeah, they're gonna Protect. They heal up. Yeah. Dang it, man. Alright. I also probably should have knocked off with Dodo on that one turn. It's not bad. I think, honestly, I have to hope for Water Pulse Fusions. Which is something. Like, what's Going Quakeoka gonna do for me? Nothing. Gonna Gleam. Alright. Yeah, and Water Pulse takes this KO. Actually, if it does take this KO, Dragon Pulse has potential, although I totally expect the Stunky to have Sucker Punch. So, probably not, actually. But yeah, if I do take this KO, I probably switch out next turn. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Stunky comes in. This is probably a sucker, right? I think it has to. There's the sucker, yeah. Okay, so here's where we're at. Gunk Shot definitely KOs me. Knockoff probably doesn't. Are we going off of a miss here, I guess? I think the correct play is just for them to go Weasel. Which means I should go Launcher. Right? Unless they're just gonna attack me, right? They should go Weasel. Take the fire move. And just KO. Yeah. Ah! Alright. Do I just go for this? Yes. Let's go! Alright. They didn't think they could KO me, because if they have Gunk Shot, it's only 80% accurate, and it's still going to come down to Gunk Shot after this. But that is a chance. We should Dragon Pulse? Yeah. Yeah, we Dragon Pulse here. Nice. So Quanter's gonna take this. Oh man. Technically a tight endgame, but I don't think it's gonna end up amounting to anything. because simply what happens is I click Dragon Pulse, it suckers for the KO. There's really no point in going Flay Coco after that. I don't see why that would be useful. So yeah, we're just going to go for it. We're going to get KO'd by Sucker Punch. I guess I was so sure Sucker was happening that maybe it would have been nice to preserve differential, because of course it was Sucker Punching there. But hey, it comes down to this. Yes, if Gunk shot, if Gunk has Gunk shots and it hits, she wins. And if there's no Gunk shot, or if it misses, then I win. Let's see. It hits. Alright. Good game. Dang. Alright, close one. Close one. Alright, and we're so close to that last tick of HP. I should have done, like... I should have tried Draining Kiss with Tinky Tink, probably. That would have been good. Because I think I was maybe out of range. If I had gone for that. Yeah, I suppose I also could have gone for Thunder Wave there as well with the tank. I didn't think it would matter because, like, oh, everything I planned on using against it was going to outspeed it, but hey, that paralysis chance could come in handy. Flay Coco would have outsped, actually, I think. It should have, yeah. Which means I actually would have beat it there one-on-one because I have Wisp, theoretically. So yeah. But as it stood, it just came down to it hitting that Gunk shot that was going to KO every single time, given that it was Life Orb. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, what a game. Yeah, good game to Gunk. That is going to be my first loss of this season, unfortunately. But I'm happy I kept it close. Gunk is like, I mean, she's one of the owners of the league. She's like the Little Cup draft person, as far as I am aware. So that's really cool. It was really cool to be able to fight you, Gunk. So yeah, hope I catch you in playouts or something. But yeah, with all that said, thank you all for watching week 3 of the MGL. I will be right back with week 4, so see you next time.